Very good afternoon to everybody that's joining us. Can you believe the 8th of May already? And Friday, time for weekend for most people to chill and relax. And joining us from Australia and Bali, and I believe the one from Bali, Serena's having a bit of a thunderstorm. Jarrod, Serena, very welcome to the Oracle Media platform.
We are very blessed to be here. Thanks so much.
Serena and Jarrod joined us briefly last week, Friday, and they gave us a sneak peek. And Jarrod's joining us all the way from Australia. Serena's joining us all the way from Bali, and I believe she's having a thunderstorm on that side. So she has said that she may have some technical issues and going out and coming in, just depending on the thunderstorm. And obviously, they're going to be our speakers today and covering, marketing advice and so forth. And they're going to be open for questions. So you're more than welcome to ask any questions to Jarrod and Serena. And normally they charge people for this type of coaching and advice and so forth. It's going to be free for the next half an hour. So ask a question, see what marketing advice they can give you, and it's going to be open to you for that specifically. Just before we start, I'm just going to go through some of the people that are joining us. Lynn saying it's Friday at 3 p.m. here, tuning in from Port Elizabeth. Marcel also joining us from Port Elizabeth. Marincha also saying, hello, Neil. It's actually my mother. Hello to you.
Hi. Number one fan.
Quite a few people. Yes, she's always so supportive and always watching. So I'd love you to comment in the comment box. Tell us where you're from, and let's get it going specifically, and let's participate together this Friday afternoon. So a few more people. I can see quite a few people in the room. Please do comment and tell us where you're from at least. Then just to go through, before we start with Jarrod and Serena, this coming Monday, we will have JT Fox on at 3 o'clock. He's the world's #1 wealth coach, and he'll be joining us here for a half an hour session, free, not charging you for any advice as well, and that's going to be quite exciting. We are also excited to announce that JT has appointed us to do all his videography and editing for him, and that was quite an exciting breakthrough. We've actually been doing it for the last 2 weeks. Serena, Jarrod, I don't know if you saw some of the snippets he was putting out on Facebook and Instagram and so forth, and we had to keep it under wraps because JT said, let's see how it goes first, and then take it from there. So today he gave us the go-ahead to actually announce that, and that was quite a nice one as well. And then obviously on Wednesday, we've got Sonia Tiflin that's going to be joining us. And next week, Friday, Carmen and Tanusha also talking marketing specifically. So that's our speakers for next week. Their names are on the Facebook page, and you can go and have a look. Warren also saying good afternoon, Neil, Serena, and Jarrod. As well. So don't forget, it's open up for questions. You can ask them any questions as we go through. But before we start, and I'll ask you those important questions, Jarrod, do you want to start, and then Serena, do you want to tell us some background about yourself, where you're from, and so forth? Just a brief overview.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Tasmania, which is about a 12-hour boat ride from Victoria to Tasmania South. So very tiny town of 25,000 people I'm originally from. And my first dip into business was in 2007. I started as a commission-based insurance salesperson. So back then we didn't have marketing and all these wonderful things of the internet. I think Facebook was there, but it's like, we didn't even think of it as an advertising platform back then. So like my whole business was built around going to the news agency first thing in the morning, and I'd grab the newspaper, scroll across to the classified section, and start calling tradies. And literally the amount of swear words that would come out of the mouth and getting told where to go every single day was a real learning experience for me. So that was my first experience in sales. And I did that for 5 years of cold calling and building a business, multiple six-figure income with that as well, which was great, right, for a guy that was so young. I moved across to Western Australia in 2011. Best decision I've ever made. I found that travel as one thing has been, when I've gone outside my comfort zone, that's what's really up-leveled me in some way, shape or form. And I had $500 in my bank account when I first came across, because I'd stopped working and all these other things and spent a heap of money, and $500 I came across with at the time. And that's where I got started into insurance, finance. I started expanding into finance, went into the car game, expanded on sales, got back into business in 2014 and started with a network marketing company, sold a couple $100,000 worth of essential oils, moved into sales coaching, and now to the company we've got today, Business Warriors, where once we'd kind of mastered marketing for ourselves, then I started getting asked more questions from our clients as to, how do we go about getting new clients? Because I was training them on their sales processes and systems and all this type of stuff, and we're closing plenty of sales. And then it's like, how do we get more leads? And because I'd kind of got them through social media as well with the same methods, I just started teaching exactly what I knew. And that's when we expanded things into marketing as well. So I was never a hugely tech savvy guy. I was never a guy who understood systems and stuff. I knew how to get on a phone and make sales from absolutely nothing, but never really knew a lot around technology and marketing and things like that until I worked a lot of it out for myself. And that's when I started teaching it to more people and showing more people how to generate more leads through Facebook. And now we've got, testimonials where we've doubled businesses in as little as 2.5 days, tripled them in as little as 45 days. And as part of that, even 9 times businesses over an 18-month period as well. So we've done really well with all the systems and the strategies that we teach, and we've trialed and tested many different types of campaigns over the years. But that's just a brief sort of overview as to some of what we've done.
Oh, wow. So that's quite a lot, Jarrod.
Hey, just before you go, just let you
it's been like
Sorry, Serena?
I was just saying that because your mum's on, Jarrod's mum's on also. So give a shout out to your mum, Jarrod. Hi, Mum.
There we go.
Are you?
So, Jarrod, you've obviously been quite busy. Is that your mother, Catherine, joining us?
Yeah, it is, probably. Number one fan.
You must say hello, mother.
Pardon?
You need to say hello, mother.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that.
No, you need to say hello, mum.
Hi, Mum. Hope you're well. You're up late. What are you doing, Mum? You just wanted to see me live, obviously. Number one fan, she is.
She's proud.
Serena, then just some background on yourself as well for everybody that's joining today.
Okay, so I actually never started a business until I turned 50, and then I became an entrepreneur at about 56. So it was all new and exciting for me. I worked for someone all my life. I opened up a whole new avenue. My brain just went crazy on being an entrepreneur, all of these business ideas, and just, making a business on the smell of a oily rag, sort of seemed to be something that I was capable of doing. But I set up a $1 million business, and then I took my eyes off that, and then, put my eyes on JT Bucks and started to learn about left brain stuff because I'm very right brain. I did, coaching I became a trainer in NLP, timeline therapy and hypnotherapy, and worked on different modalities to, one, improve yourself, and then also to be able to utilize it in business and with people. I did a lot of stuff around marketing, social media, SEO, online. Everything's been online for me. Yeah. I then met Jarrod after I set up a business on retreats about 12 months ago, and worked a lot with him to learn how to do a lot of the programs. And then with the corona and everything, we ended up joining up, and we do now work a lot on done for you programs, because the biggest thing in business with people is, one, they don't know how to do programs, and then two, even if they do know how to learn it, it's very frustrating for them to find the time to do it. So with our knowledge, it's just sort of gelled really well together. I mean, I even love his mum, and I've never met her. So, and I just want to say hi as well to Marentia, because she said hello to us, and Warren and Morella. I don't know if you're still on there, but hi, I see you. So, you know, the biggest thing we're finding out now is having stuff that is helping so many businesses that frustrates them, because they know their business, they know what they're doing, but, you know, and you would know, they don't know how to get that business out there and bring leads and people into it. And then even if they did get leads, they then don't know how to sell to those leads. So they're sort of lacking in a lot of different things. And that's why it was just, you know, for Jarrod and I, it was just like, well, done for you. I mean, you know, how would that not work for somebody to say, okay, I don't want to have to know, or I don't want to have to know how to do it, or I don't want to do it. Let's get somebody who does know how to do it, because one, they get it done quicker, faster, and more expertly. So that's how Jarrod and I sort of met and joined up as well too. And ever since then, I think we work about 16 hours a day.
Oh. But you've done very well.
Is that right?
I also look at your sessions that you have every single morning, which is morning here in South Africa. And, you know, it's nice to see the different topics, the different speakers you get on, and what you discuss.
Oh, sorry. So what, I was actually thinking you had a go at me because I put Media Oracle today, and I noticed that you've put my name wrong on the red thing going across as well. So I just got distracted with that. Say that bit again about the speakers. What did you want?
Oh, sorry about that. I'll change it now quickly. Sure. There we go.
I'm okay.
Not Carla at the end, Carli.
Ah, fantastic. So your question again?
No, I said it's nice to follow you guys every morning, where you also go through your discussions and you talk about various topics. But to go into today's one, you know, I said to Jarrod and Serena, what are we going to, what do we talk about specifically? And I said one big thing that I'd like to discuss with us, and obviously they're open to comments or any questions as well. And you can ask them any questions if you have need marketing advice for your company or for yourself. You're more than welcome to ask the question, and they'll be able to answer you before we finish today. So what I want to start off with is 5 steps to turning a successful ad campaign. So what would that be if I want to run an ad campaign to make it quite successful? The 5 steps that you would go through with us.
Yeah, so great question. So the 5 main steps that we use every single time is what we call our warrior launch method. So the first thing is about, like, who's the audience that we're going to be speaking to specifically, because and the reason why this is so important is because every audience has a certain type of ways that they talk about certain things. So a lot of the examples I like to use is around, there's interest-based targeting, there is industry-based targeting, there is there's message-based targeting, and then there's, over and above that, there's ages and demographics and things like that, and everyone's got their own unique voice. I like to use the terminology is that you won't sell the same dress that you would to an 18-year-old as you would to a 65 or a 70-year-old. So when it comes to selecting the right audience, there's a certain type of beliefs, there's a certain type of psychology, and there's a certain way that they say certain things. So from industry to industry, people talk about sales in a different way. They talk about it in revenue, they talk about it in profit more so. Others talk about it in terms of clients. Other ones talk about it in terms of volume. Some call it deals. So by the change of language from each specific audience and the way that people speak to things is always the first step that you go through when really deciding about running a marketing campaign to someone. And then it's not only that, it's like, what platform are these guys going to be hyperactive on that are going to want to buy from? So you would say, would it be Instagram? Would it be Facebook? Would it be Google? Would it be LinkedIn? Where are these guys going to be sitting in large troves that we can market to specifically and be able to target the right messaging and the right offer in front of those people? So the first one is like, who's the audience that we're going to speak to? And this is always a starting point. It's never a finishing destination, right? So what we're looking for when we run a marketing campaign to start with is we're looking for depth. We want to get into depth into one specific marketplace, and we want to dominate that marketplace. So usually when we're marketing to these audiences, we're choosing age demographics, and we're going no longer than a 10-year period, because if we go a little bit longer than 10-year period, then we're when we're expanding things a little bit further there's other beliefs, there's other thought patterns that these people have. And if we can just really laser it in on one specific marketplace to start with, we find that the results go up quite considerably. Because look at it this way: if you're in your 40s at the moment, and you target an ad of, if you're in your 40s, watch this. It's so much more powerful and so much more relevant to a specific audience when you say, if you're in your 40s, you must watch this before doing it. It's so much more powerful. And if you were to target 40s at somebody that's in their 30s, it's not going to be relevant. And what I like the most, and this is something I say with all of our clients all the time as well, and Serena knows this: if you're not relevant to somebody, you are completely irrelevant in the marketplace. So if your product's irrelevant, your offers are relevant, and and what you're doing and the way you're marketing to someone is completely irrelevant, your ad costs go up, you get no results, right? So it's always about targeting and choosing a specific audience to be able to market to, and knowing what platform those people are on, so that you can find them in large troves, and the hyperactive buyers, right? So the people that are going to buy from you, and they're going to pay what you're worth as a business owner. So that's always the first step. Step number one is choosing the specific audience. I don't know, Serena, do you want to expand a little bit on that as well, or anything further you would like to say around that?
Yeah, I was going to sort of add a little bit to that in regards to, how you said about really, we call it avatar. Knowing your avatar is really, really important. But the thing is, a lot of people don't know how deep to go with their avatar to really fine tune it down to, a few points. I think they just go in there and put, I think I saw it somewhere today, someone, I think it was to JT, they said, I sell to businesses, and it's like, how do I do a Facebook ad
so
for that?
Well, you can't hear Serena either.
Yeah, but your mum said she could, so it's just you. It's just you. Can you tell him on Facebook that it's just him? I think Catherine said she heard me. So, do I keep going then? Because you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Jarrod can't, so he doesn't know. But anyway, fine.
Just so you know, too, I can't hear when Serena finishes talking as well. So
you can tell him when I'm finished?
Can you hear me, Jarrod?
I can hear you, yes. But I
Cool.
can't hear Serena at all.
So I'll tell you when Serena finishes. It's obviously, there must be a glitch at the moment.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock, tell him. So you really need to fine tune down, and that's, find out what magazines they're reading, even find out maybe how much their income is, how many children they have. The more you find it down, the more precise it's going to be with your Facebook ads. So
there we go. She's done with Jarrod. So it's your turn again.
Pass it across. I'm in the hot seat. Wonderful. So it's really about, like, as we said, it's getting that right audience, targeting that right audience to start with. The second step is, now we know what the audience is. What's the target? What's the outcome that we're looking for? So we always like to start with who's the audience, then what's the outcome, and then work towards that and reverse engineer the process. So what's the target? What do we want to do with these people that are coming through? For a lot of service-based businesses, it might be that you'll go, okay, I want to build an email list, or I want to book appointments into my calendar. And with every ad campaign, what you're doing is you're looking for 3 different types of people. You're looking for the people that are ready to buy right now. So they're ready to buy right now, your product, your service, they're ready to go. The second type of person you're looking for is the person that's ready within the next month to 12 months. Then the next person you're looking for is a person that's ready 1 year to 10 years. So with social media, you're future-proofing your business as well, and you're building a pipeline of people that want to work with you. So it's what is the target? What is the outcome that I want to receive from my advertising? And from an advertising campaign, it's not always necessarily sales. It's more so what's going to filter that process. So it's about, I want appointments in my calendar so my sales team can have phone conversations with people that want to do business.
Okay.
So how we go about doing that is we have we basically want that that whole process automated from there before that process. So like have that outcome. What is the outcome? What are we looking for these people to do? Are we looking to build an email list? Are we looking to build a messenger list? Are we looking to start filtering through appointments so our sales teams can start having conversations? Are we looking to sell a low barrier to entry product through our sales process, then book appointments, right? So there's a multitude of different ways that you can go about filtering through your process when you're looking for an end outcome from your marketing. For a lot of what we do, we go, okay, the people that are ready to buy now, we filter them through into appointments, and we could even ask them to buy a low barrier to entry product of some sort. So that might be, okay, we want them to buy like a $27 or $47 product, something that costs next to nothing, someone can make a really quick decision on to start with. And then what do we want to do? We want to filter it through to appointments from there. So by having a small, even low barrier to entry product within the end outcome as well, what that's doing is that's then recouping some of your advertising costs. And then when this comes through to your sales team, then it's about that's where the profit comes through from a business, right? Because you're selling higher priced programs, higher priced services that people are going to pay that little bit more, which is going to help you scale your business. So what is the end outcome that you're looking for from your campaigns? Are you looking to fill appointments? Are you looking to sell low barrier to entry products? Are you just looking to build a messenger list? Are you just looking to build a email list of people that you can continue to market to through email or through messenger as well? So what is the end outcome that you're looking for? And then it's basically just putting a strategy together from there. Serena.
Serena, it's over to you.
Serena was busy with her little grandson then. So for this one,
Nothing. So Jarrod, Serena says she's leaving this one up to you.
All right, cool. So once you've got the target, then it's like, okay, so we know who the audience is now. We know who we're going to market to. We know in depth about them. And whoever knows the most about that audience is the one that wins as well, by the way. So now we know that, and we know what the target outcome is that we're looking for. So now we're going to fill the gaps. So then we want to go, okay, what's going to be so irresistible to these people, this particular audience, that they're going to go, oh yeah, I've really got to get access to that.
Yeah.
So for example, right, we've got a photography client that we work really closely with as well. And for them, like, photography isn't really a thing that they think of when it comes to weddings and so on. So we've gone, okay, the outcome is we want to book photography appointments to sell for people that are having weddings. So it's like in between that, we've gone, okay, well, let's just give them like a wedding planner, right? Like a checklist, a wedding planner that they can get access to. And it literally just tells them the step-by-step things that they must go through in order to run the perfect wedding. And we put that in between. And then on the back end, we start filtering through to appointments so that we can on-sell photography services, video services, things like that. So it's like, to someone that's getting married, it's a really highly stressed, like it's quite a stressful time. It's like, have I missed something? And for a lot of services as well, it's like you got to book it 8 months in advance to ensure that you're going to get, wedding venues and all this sort of stuff as well, because these services, they book out so quickly, right? And if there's one that you love and it's booked out, then you got to kind of move it further back, the dates that you've set. So giving that planner just gives so much more clarity to somebody who's got a wedding coming up. And then from there, it's then just filtering through on the back end who wants to have a conversation around photography services, who's looking for a photographer, who's looking for videographers as well as part of it, so that we can sell on the back end of that. So it's about putting the right offer that's just so irresistible in front of these people that it's just going to that they're just going to go, okay, I really, really need this. And when it comes to photography, for example, that's the exact one that we ran, and within 24 hours we had over a dozen leads coming through from that particular campaign. It took off. It was insane.
Wow. And was that based in a certain area?
That was based in Perth, so it was just local based targeting as well. So
Okay.
yeah, so it was really, really good. So that was just one specific campaign. We launched one just last night with another client as well, and their target was they were looking for appointments, right? And we're also looking for low barrier to entry sales as part of that, right? So we're looking at selling a $99 product to be able to recoup some of the advertising spend, but then we're looking for appointments and things as well to be able to on-sell other services and consulting services. So we've gone, okay, we're looking for higher level CEOs, or we're looking for managers in a business that are looking to really take their career to the next level, people that are really looking to up-level their career in some way, shape or form, whether it be getting paid more, all these different aspects, how to negotiate better deals, and or how to even, go from where they are now to potentially even moving into the business world as well, right? And what we did is we put together 40 different CEO tips, right, that they use to be able to become wildly successful. And we're generating on that campaign leads for 98 cents. And within literally a couple of hours of switching on the campaign, we've got appointments in the calendar and everything as well. So it's like, really, it's about looking for things that are just so irresistible for people that they just literally couldn't pass it up. So, and this like, it doesn't matter what industry it is, right? Like the same process works for any industry. It doesn't matter whether you're digital marketing, whether you're running a plumbing business, an electrical business, whether you're a builder, whether you're a new home consultant, you're in real estate, whether you're in some sort of consulting type services, whether you're in photography or anything like that. It doesn't matter what service-based type business you are. The same process works, right? So just finding something that's just going to be so irresistible for these people that they just go, I really just must have access to this, right? And it's always then looking for the outcome of how can I fill my calendar so my sales team have conversations, or if you're a sole entrepreneur, it's about how can I just keep my day full with opportunities to be able to continue to grow. And literally everything, it's not rocket science. I like simplicity, and one of our core values is simplicity. It's freedom of complexity as well, and it's pretty straightforward. It's like, if you have appointments in your calendar, it's a reflection of where you're going to be at the end of that week for any service-based business, right? So looking at what is it that's going to be just so irresistible that I just go, I just need it, right? Curiosity kills the cat. I've got to have it, right? And by having that, filtering through people that are ready now, people are ready in a month to 12 months, people are ready in that year to the next 10 years as well, and getting access to all of them through your online marketing, it's future-proofing everything that you do as well. And that's what brings us then to step 4. So that was the third step, was putting the irresistible offer in front of somebody. The fourth one is you've got to have automation, right? The one thing that I found that was a complete game changer to everything that I did in my marketing was automation. Now, part of it all is, making phone calls and speaking to people and everything like that. However, it's like, the people that aren't ready to buy now, how can we continue to sort of touch base with these people on a regular basis? So with all of our campaigns on the front end, it's like, if the outcome is I want to sell a product, a low barrier to entry product, or I want to book appointments, what we do is we put together a 7-day sequence of automation done on the back end of all of our campaigns. So that includes email automations and text message. I don't know. I always like sort of throwing this out there a little bit as well for a bit of fun. It's like, I don't know, Neil, how many unopened emails do you have in like your, say, Gmail account, or some of us call it like a spam email list, or it's my opt-in
Spam
email,
email.
or whatever it is that I do when I'm checking some things out, or I want to get access to something online. How many unopened emails do you have at the moment? Or are you
Well,
the guy that just
in
you
my
just
in my Gmail, I have no idea. I never really go in there. But in my normal inbox, zero, because I'm very OCD. So as soon as I
yeah
see there's something, I open it up and check it out. But I'm sure if I go into my Gmail account, I'll have a bit of a OCD heart attack.
yeah? So there's probably going to be a few in there, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Have you,
Yeah.
before we run out of
I've
time, can
actually
we
got 18,000 on my jarrodharman1 at gmail.com email, right? So it's
Jared,
massive. It's massive. So like
Serena's
Jarrod,
just adding something here.
shut up, Jarrod. He can't hear me say that, so I can say anything to him I want. I just wasn't sure how much time we had, and I see Antoni Pietrese has a question there in regards to sales. So I just thought we should answer that before it's too late. Do you think now is the time to send your sales marketing course for training external? And if so, what would be one of the most important product training? Or would you say an online course is just as effective as in person? I'll get Neil to read that out to Jarrod in a moment, but for the training, you can do it by phone as well too. Jarrod has an amazing sales training that he does. In fact, he did some this morning with a couple of new salespeople that we put on. And the whole thing is not even just so much for the product training. You need to be able to come in and do sales training at what do they call it, like at the very end, where it doesn't matter whether it's about a product or whether it's about a service, it's about getting the lead. So the most important thing is once you've got the leads, they need to be able to get on the phone and understand the client of why they're ringing. Obviously, if it's a lead, it means that they want what you've got. So the most important thing is the sales script at the end that turns that lead into a sales, which Jarrod is perfection at. So it is just as effective. An online course, I probably wouldn't. On a phone, it would be, because the person on the other end of the phone, like Jarrod did this morning, or Zoom, it means it's pushing your buttons to make sure you know how to do it properly. I've done heaps of sale courses, and I've got to tell you, I'm absolutely shit at sales. Part of it could be just, my personality, but I'm an empath, so I actually feel the emotions, or I think I feel the emotions, but I create emotions. Therefore, I can't sell. Jarrod reckons I can, but anyway, that remains to be seen. So, you really need to be able to have someone that knows how to finish off a sales talk through the understanding of the people, and also being able to use a script that leads them gently into, here you go, here's my credit card. So I just wanted to say that. And hi, Belinda, thanks. So I don't know, I don't think Jarrod heard me.
Jared, not sure if you heard anything Serena said there. So she went into the question of Antoni, which was, do you think now's the time to send your sales marketing force for training external? And if so, what would be one of the most important product training specifically? So she added to that. Would you like to add something to what she said?
Well, I didn't quite hear everything she said because of the glitch in the app, but I'm sure we're probably thinking along a very similar line. So I think the question is, like you were saying, was around product training. So where should what would be the most important product training to do? Was that correct? Or what
Yes.
product? Yeah. So,
yeah, so what would be the most important and on the product training?
Yeah, so when it comes to training your sales teams, I mean, I've been training sales teams now for a very long time, actually over 10 years now. I've been hiring sales teams and training sales teams, and I find that like the product training's great, right? Like you really got to, like when it comes to the product, the salespeople are got to be sold on the product to start with, and they've got to have so much unwaveringly belief in the product that no matter what anybody says, it's like, this solves the problem. They've got to believe that it solves these people's problems to start with. So consistently, right, as a leader or as a sales manager or as a business owner, it's our job to be able to instill the unwaveredly belief of the product into our salespeople. So it's about consistently every single day talking about client results and what they're doing and some things that we're working on to improve the product, to make it better, and all this type of stuff around, you know, selling like internally to the sales, because everything's a sale, right? Everything on the internet, everything that you do every single day, the people you speak to, it's a sale. You're convincing either somebody of something or they're convincing you of something, and it's a belief, right? Or it's a product, or it's a service, or it's why you should date me, or why you should date somebody else, or why you should break up in a, like, whatever it is, it's always a consistent sell, right? So product training is really, really important. And I believe it's an internal thing within a business as well. And it's talking about consistently seeding the fact that of that importance around why your product and the results you're getting for your product at the moment, and sharing testimonials and results and things like with your sales team. So they've just got so much belief there. I think what's really, really important though as well is that there's consistent training every single day around the scripts that you have in place, the processes that you have in place to be able to turn leads into appointments, and then turn from appointments into sales, and then turning from, you know, the objections, the concerns that your clients may have, and continuing to train these areas. Because with every sales team, it's and every individual, there's a certain set of objections that they're going to be having and running into consistently. And if there's some concerns or some objections that they're coming up with consistently, that's the job of the sales manager or the leader to be able to listen to recorded calls and give feedback. But then more importantly, over and above that as well, ensuring that, you know, we're consistently training in the areas that people need improvement in and our people need improvement on. So it's about having the support networks and the ability to be able to, you know, consistently train every single day your team on various different areas of the sales process, I find is the most important. So I would train and consistently retrain and do the process every single day, the closing strategies, and focus on different areas of that. And then consistently every single day start sharing like client results, you know, product results, what you guys are working on, and testimonials and all that sort of stuff, to get them so much unwavered belief on the product that they're going to sell it to Eskimos, right? Ice to Eskimos with it. Because there's that much belief, right? So
or
in terms of training, we must always be investing into various different training to be able to take our sales team to the next level, right? Another new level of thinking, and consistently every single day be practicing the craft. Because it's what it is, right? Like, it's like anything. You don't walk into the gym and do one gym workout and walk out like Arnie, right? Like, it takes years of dedication to get what he was when he won his bodybuilding competitions and so on, right? It took years of training and dedication in order to do it. And sales is the exact same thing. I was 13 years ago, I was in hospitality, right? Well, actually over 13 years ago now. It was like 2004, 2005, long time ago. I started in hospitality, and I started working in bottle shops. I had no sales experience, but I got myself somebody who knew what they were doing, that had mastered the act of sales, and I just modeled what they did. That's how I learned. They took me into the field. They showed me how to sell. They showed me the process. They proved to me that the process works. They showed me that, you know, this is what's happening with the product at the moment, right? And he sold me on the product. He's like, the insurance that you're selling pays from day one. Nobody else does it. And he shows me everybody else that's doing. Nobody else is doing this. We're the only one that's doing this, and it pays. Here's Johnny down the road. He got a payment, you know. So there was so much unwavered belief in the product that, you know, we were selling 5 out of 7 appointments every single day.
Oh, wow.
So
Jarrod, consistency. Well, look, that's key. And I see Twin is also asking, with your experience, do you find that salespeople has become lazy or becoming become strong in either initial contact or closing?
So what was the question again? So with experience, do you find that salespeople have become lazy or become strong in either initial contact or closing? I find that a lot of salespeople, yes, there is a lot of lazy salespeople out there. Like but there's also actually a lot of salespeople that are really, really freaking good, right? And it's about going to get the good ones. It takes time to find the good ones. You really got to search. When you find them, you got to do everything possible to keep them there. And it's keeping them engaged. It's consistently selling the mission, the vision that you're doing, and what you're creating in the business, and giving them more opportunity. Like creating an environment and a something that they just want to be around and they don't want to leave. They say that Google had to have cutoff times in their in their offices for people to go home where it all locked out because people were just sleeping there all night.
Oh, wow.
So they created an environment where people didn't want to leave, right? Like it created a culture that was magnetic. And with any sales team, you can create that. And it's part of the reason people get lazy is because they get bored. They haven't got a goal. They haven't got a target to hit. They haven't got someone. It's like sometimes you just need someone to boot you up the ass, right? Sometimes you just need someone to just give you a boot up the ass and just say, hey, right, what's your goal? What's the target, right? If they're saying, oh, I just want to do what I did last year, just say, well, look, what would you do if you had an extra 30, 40 grand a year coming in? What would you do with it? Oh, I'd do this, I'd do this, I'd do this. It's like, well, let's go get it, right? Let's do it together. Let's get on the phones, right? That's where the leader comes in, and the leader shows them exactly what they must be doing to be successful and keeps them on track. So, yes, salespeople do get lazy. However, it's the leader's job as well to keep people motivated, keep them on track, and lead from the front. And a leader that jumps on the phone, I tell you, is someone that really has some kick-ass salespeople that run with them, right? Because the leader is doing what he's asking these people to do, these other salespeople to do. So the way to keep them on track is to engage them in the process. Consistently motivate, consistently sell the results that you're getting in your company. Share testimonials, share wins, create competition, right? So many salespeople, they're motivated by certain things. They might be motivated by impact. They might be motivated by money. They might be motivated by lifestyle, whatever it is. Finding that trigger, creating competitions around all of this, and very quickly you can have yourself a thriving sales team. Back in my finance days, I got given a new division to start, and the CEO at the time, he gave me literally 5 people that were going out the door, right? They're on their last legs in the business. So he really wanted me to fail. And when they came into the team, there were some big things that I noticed. Number one was a lack of energy, right? They didn't have the hunger and the energy to want to be successful. And the second thing that I noticed as well is they were very beaten down, right? I don't know what the previous managers were doing with them or anything like that. They were very sort of beaten down and out by it. I would say it may have been also because of the performance management process, right? And I brought the team into a meeting one day, and I said to them, guys, what's the target? What do you reckon we could do this month? And I said, look, if we could do anything, what do you reckon would be an awesome target for us to hit this month? And they put the target in place, and I said, okay, cool. I've done this with our other team before. I believe you guys can do it. So I believed in these guys. And I said to them, look, I'm going to help you guys hit this target as well. So when we went back out and hit the floors, I started picking up some of the phones and starting having conversations, and I handed it across to the other guys. And I built an environment around action. So I made competitions for people to pick up the phone, right?
Yeah.
So when the phone would ring, there's a competition. Who could pick it up first? And I'd get some real excitement around it. Okay, so if you can create an environment and a culture around things. See, these people, these 5 people, I turn them into the highest performing people in the whole company, just by believing in them, leading from the front, and showing them the way through, like what the steps that they must take to be able to hit a target, right? And part of it's belief. It's also about selling the results, selling what it is that you do every single day, and selling the fact that you've got the best product, sharing testimonials, results with people. You know, hey, John called the other day just on the phone. We had his loan application done within an hour, and then we had his loan approved in 2 hours. He picked up his car the next day, right? That's the opportunity that you've got there by jumping on the phone. So it's about selling the service, selling what it is that you do, and then believing in these people that they can get the result. Because anybody can learn sales. Anybody can learn sales. I don't believe people are born salespeople. I believe that people can learn sales and they can master it. It's just like going to the gym. You know, walk into the gym, do one gym session, walk out like Arnie. Like, you feel like it after you do a chest session, right?
Yeah.
You feel like it after a chest session, but like you don't look like Arnie, right? So it's about continuing to consistently do the actions every single day that are going to get the result. And it's feeding this into your people, getting their mind so ingrained into a process that they're just so consistent. I can tell you now, when you pick up, like, the hardest thing of every day is picking up the phone for the first time. But once that they've done that several times and they've picked that up, it's just boom, 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 it's done.
Definitely. Look, it's all about practicing it specifically. Before we go to any last advice or how they can contact you or any special deals you may have for anybody listening today or afterwards, just going to read Belinda's comment out. She says, so important, Jarrod, the leader who engages and motivates can grow a team into a successful and driven group of people. And Erica saying here, agree, motivation is key even for your top agents. Catherine saying, if you don't put the work into your sales team, support them, etc., you won't get a result specifically. So many people agreeing, and that's completely true. Before we go into the last bit, and
Sorry, you missed Jess Barker as well. She asked one based on your experience in the sale industry. What can I do to improve my conversion for the lead to a sale? You'll hear about that in a moment when Jarrod tells you about his 300 mastermind, because we have a vault that has a fantastic sales script in it, and you can't. I'm trying to think of the words to say. You can't lose by losing this script. So that's something to have a listen to.
Oh, wow. So before we go into that, don't forget this coming Monday, JT Fox, #1 wealth coach in the world, is joining us all the way from America at 3 p.m. right here in the Oracle Media Facebook page. Don't forget the event is live. You just need to go and register for it. But before we finish off today, Jarrod, Serena, can you let us know if there's any special packages or how people can reach you specifically to engage a bit more on what you've briefly touched today?
Yeah, definitely. So how people can reach out to us is they can follow our page. We've got so just follow Real Jarrod Harman on Facebook. You just type that into the search bar. Our company name's Business Warriors. You can find that as well. Alternatively, we've got a couple of little special things that we can give you guys because we just wanted to give back today. The whole idea was to talk around a lot of social media. We're talking around sales too, which I love. So that's fantastic. So we've got a guide that you guys can get access to. I'm sure Neil will be able to put that in the comments there for you. It's our full marketing blueprint that we use. It's called our battle plan method, and it's how to generate 37 to 59 leads in 28 days using paid marketing strategies. So I'm sure Neil will share that into there. Alternatively as well, we've also just created a new system of ways to be able to help people out at the moment, because we realized online that a lot of people were wanting more help, and we're looking for a heap of case studies at the moment of people that we can really help get some crazy results via social media and through sales and our selling strategies that we use. So it's a system we call the 300 Mastermind. We're looking for 300 people basically to become our next case study, so we can work towards our new marketing strategies.
Sorry, Joe, are you still there?
It wasn't me this time, and I thought it was going to be me. He's frozen. Maybe he's
Yes.
still.
I'm copying your link over so long into the comment section, which is the 300 Mastermind, and also scale your business.
Yeah, the short link for the 300 Mastermind is bit.ly/300mmind.
Well, I've posted it in the comment section. Jarrod, are you still there?
No, he's turned to ice or stone.
What the? I didn't think we would. I was thinking we may lose you, Serena, due to the weather. I didn't think we would lose.
I'm sitting here thinking, Jesus, I haven't gone yet, and the storm's actually just moved away a little bit as well. So it's just Jarrod this time. That's because he was talking so much anyway. You couldn't even get a word in as well. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. I'm sure he's going to try and come back.
Yeah.
At least. And Serena, any last few things you want to mention before Jarrod comes back?
Probably Jarrod's more the talker than me. I'm a little bit shy. I'm an introvert most of the time. But the main thing is just that, we are about giving value. We do love helping people. Of course, obviously there is also the monetary side of staying alive and making a business. But a lot of the time, especially with sales and everything like that, Jarrod puts a lot of effort in behind that. Is training 2 salespeople at the moment. So when it comes to salespeople and what he said before, you get them trained right. Well, I mean, we've got 2 quite younger ones doing, and they've got so much energy and what's the word, like anticipation of where they can go with it because they're new, and Jarrod's going to turn them into like the best type of thing. So to get really good sales team is you need someone who's an expert at it to, 1, find you good salespeople, and 2, train for you as well. Hey, welcome back, Jarrod.
I'm back.
Jarrod,
Phone went flat.
So Jarrod, can you hear Serena now?
Hi.
Pardon, sorry?
Can you hear Serena?
Can you hear me? Nina, we're just finishing now anyway, so we'll see you on JT Fox's webinar.
Yeah, JT's on just in a few minutes, in 5 minutes, and Nina also saying she's joining on for that. Nina, obviously, JT's on here on the Open Media Facebook page this Monday at 3 o'clock. Jarrod, Serena, in a nutshell, quickly, anybody that wants to get hold of you, I've posted the links as well. If you can also maybe drop a comment in the live video for anybody who wants to get hold of you directly and send you a Facebook message, that would be quite awesome. To be able to also chat with you about it. And then also they can join you South African time every morning at 6 o'clock. Jarrod and Serena's live, but the videos do stay on. You don't have to get up at 6. That's if you want to ask live questions, but you can watch it a little bit later. I sometimes do it because 6 is quite early to be awake and watch it. So I normally, during the day, I'll watch the videos. And that's my way of interacting, Serena, Jarrod.
We've got some good live interviews coming up next week, and a couple of them are at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is 8 o'clock in South Africa time. So, just have a look on our page. We have them in the events all the time of what's coming up.
Perfect. Jarrod, any last few words from yourself?
No, he's fine.
Just get out there and take action, guys. Let's just do this. Continue following Oracle Media, right? Because I think this is great, everything that Neil's doing here, and he's giving you guys some real killer value here as well. So continue following. If you want to follow us across on Facebook as well. As I said, 6 a.m. your time. We're alive every day, so we're worth getting up at 6 a.m. just to watch us and ask some questions. And we've got a few pretty killer interviews coming up as well. So jump across, check it out. And thanks so much for having us on, Neil. Really appreciate it.
Neil, it was great fun. Loved it.
Anytime. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for everybody that's joined us today. It's almost weekend for us here in South Africa. I know it's already weekend. It should be 10 o'clock in Bali in Australia by now. And I'd love to know in the comment box what you've taken away from the session of Jarrod and Serena. just one thing that you have taken away in the last hour that really meant a lot for you. If you could comment in the comment box, so that obviously Jarrod and Serena can also see what you've taken away and what was quite important for you specifically in that. Nina saying it was very interesting. Thank you so much, Nina. Catherine, your mother, saying if you don't fight for your own freedom.
Don't. Jarrod's got to say it. No. I want to say it. If you don't fight for your own freedom, no one else will.
There we go. Thanks so much.
What's the rest, Serena? What's the rest? Come on, what's the rest?
Oh, I can't remember.
So get out there, take action, make it happen, and we'll see you on the next video.
There you go.
Perfect. So you've got a session tomorrow morning live. It will be advertised on your Facebook page, right, Jarrod, Serena?
Thank you.
Cool.
We have.
And I've posted the link to the 300, and it was 2 things I posted the link to. It is in the comment box. You can go and have a look at it and click through specifically on that and get hold of Jarrod and Serena. Thanks so much, guys, and thanks so much for joining. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks so much,
Bye.
Neil. Thanks for having us.
Anytime.
Yeah. Bye, Catherine. And everybody.